all day, every day. We are 95.9 The Bounce. Natchitoches home for urban vibes. And now, you're listening to Talk Back Natchitoches with Pastor Steve Harris.
Good morning and welcome to Talk Back Natchitoches. Yours truly, Pastor Stephen Harris. And listen, we have another um, amazing show, but with a father today who's lost his child, and it's going on 11 years. And I know that there are people that know something and won't say something. And we're here to just advocate for those who can't advocate for themselves. It's almost like what the Bible says that the blood of our loved ones, they do talk.
Yes, sir.
And so, with that being said, we're going to lead off with what we always do, a word of prayer. Lord God, how we thank you. We praise, glorify, magnify, and lift you up. For you and you alone, you're God. You're Jehovah. You are the self existing God. You're God all by yourself. You see all things, you know all things, and you are great and powerful enough to do something about what you know and see. Lord God, we ask that this segment will be a segment that is informative, inspiring, and impactful. We ask all of these blessings in the matchless and marvelous name of Jesus the Christ. Amen and amen. Listen, first of all, I want to encourage us to get out and vote because we are early voting right now. Get out and vote. I'm not telling you who to vote for, but I'm telling you, you need to get out and vote. That's important. Let your voice be heard. With that being said, we have a guest, the father of Trevor Bush is here. It's been a long, long time. And I know most of your children,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of them are my members.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is personal to me.
Yes, sir.
It's personal because also the day or some days after it happened, we had a visual and we were trying to encourage people to say something about what had happened. And so, with that being said, uh, Brother Bush, I want you to introduce yourself first because I want folks to be able to put a face or
Mm-hmm.
a voice
Mm-hmm.
to a name.
Okay.
Who are you?
My name is Reginald Bush Sr. Um, I'm Trevor's dad. Um, I work at Pilgrim Pride. Everybody, a lot of people know me from running around here in Natchitoches. And I'm here to speak justice for everybody
Yes.
with the unsolved murders.
Right, right.
And so from there, yeah, I'm just, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be a voice because
Thank
there's
you.
so many things need to be said
Yeah.
and understood.
hmm
So,
And Trevor was your what son? Which because you had
mhm,
what, five boys and three girls.
mhm.
Okay, okay. So Trevor was
Trevor was
which?
the, no, my wife and I had
Mhm.
four boys and three girls.
Yes,
So, Trevor was the second son.
yes.
There's Brittany, there's RJ,
hmm
Darnisha,
hmm
Trevor. And so he was the fourth.
Yes, yes. So give us some humanity concerning Trevor. Who was Trevor?
Trevor was,
uh,
he was a very athletic person.
yeah,
He could do anything he put his mind to. He could and he was a neat freak.
yeah,
He
yeah,
loved to dress.
yeah, yeah,
You know.
yeah. Starch down.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah.
He didn't bother anybody. If you brought it to him, then
Yeah,
just
yeah.
he would do
Yeah.
whatever he had to do to take care of the situation.
Right.
But he was not out there just trying to bully people.
Right.
No,
And he wasn't no small
No, he
kid.
wasn't. No, he
He
wasn't.
was pretty big.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, something happened almost 11 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
What transpired? Well, we know that he was unalive. He was murdered.
Mm-hmm.
On that day.
On that day, I worked night shift.
Okay.
So I had gotten off work and was headed home. And I got a phone call. I answered the phone. And my ex-wife had told me that Trevor had been shot. And so I looked at the clock on my phone. It said 7:14.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And listen, just take your time because we know that as old as this is, in your heart, in your mind, it's just like yesterday.
And so that's what people don't understand. As a parent, it don't get old. It never gets old. But 7:14. 7:14 was where I was born and raised, right here in Natchez, in town. So that number popped up, and so I was wondering. I said, well, okay, we had buried my mother in 2012. So I'm like, okay, well, Mom, what you saying? And so we get Darnice at the time, she was working here in Natchez. So she and I got in the car together, and then we waited on RJ, and we started our journey to the hospital. And so we went to, as we were riding, we get a call. And they say,
So what hospital is he at? Is he in that?
No, they had already transferred him to.
Okay, he's in the LSU.
And so we're on our way to Shreveport, and we get the call. He's brain dead. So we stopped the car. And everybody's emotional.
Yes.
And so we get our composure, and we go on.
So who tells you that he's brain dead?
My daughter. She was up there already.
Okay.
Does she? Yeah,
living in Shreveport?
Brittany was living in Shreveport. Okay. And so she had, somebody had called her and told her that Trevor had been, so, and and it's so many stories to this. There's so many stories, so many plots, so many twists to this. So
you're getting calls, and some of you all don't know about it, but you get you're informed through social media.
Informed through my daughter at the time. And so she anyway, that's how we found out.
Yes.
So this happened 4-day Monday morning, December the 7th. 4-day Monday morning. No, not
December the 7th.
December the 7th.
I remember it just like it was yesterday because
nobody called me. Nobody called my ex-wife.
From the authority?
Nobody called my dad. And my brother, Ellery, was here in Natchez at the time running the t-shirt shop. Right. So, anyway, we get the call from nobody but my daughter. She calls. And so
so you are known.
So we get to Shreveport. They said that the doctor's waiting on us. The Bush family's here. The Bush family's here. So we they tell us what to look for and what to expect. Are we ready to go in the room? Right. So we go in the room. My oldest son breaks out crying. And we're looking at
your namesake.
Yes,
Reggie Jr.
Yes. He starts crying. And Nisha.
Yes.
And so I'm there, my ex-wife there, Jack, and Nisha. And we're looking at Trevor. They got Trevor laid out on the bed, all this stuff in him. tubes and
Mhm.
everything.
Yes.
But he's not breathing on his own.
He's on a machine.
Machine,
Yes.
brain dead.
Mm.
And so the doctors come and they say about it, and so we leave. They say, well, we leave out the room, and we're sitting there waiting. So we finally get the call. They say, he's not gonna make it. So would y'all please come back in the room? So we go back in the room. We stand around, and they come in. They start them. They do.
Right. Do they ask you all? Do you want to unplug? Do they ask you? Do you want to give any of his? They never ask you. Okay. Okay. Okay.
And so, but we did actually, and they started pulling stuff. They did with their checks.
Yes.
They raised the eyelid up and
Yes.
scratched the eyelid, see if
Yes.
it's gonna move and all this type of stuff.
Yes.
So that's why I'm telling who's listening, you don't understand what you're doing.
Right.
You don't know the hurt and the pain. You don't understand. When you
Yes.
put that gun and you pull that trigger, that bullet don't stop.
Right.
And say, are you sure?
Right.
It keeps going.
When you play God with what you did not produce, you did not give life, but yet you take life. God knows. And there will be vindication. So now, when do you ultimately, or does the authorities ultimately make contact with you all?
Man, we never got a phone call from the authorities. We never got no phone call from the City of Natchez Police Department, Homicide Division, or whatever you want to call it. Never called us. No, they didn't. And so,
Was there a mix-up, a breakdown in getting numbers that they didn't know?
how is it a mix-up, brother? How is it a mix-up? Trevor Bush.
Right.
They know Trevor.
Right.
How is it a mix-up?
Right.
And so while we're at the hospital, doing this thing at the hospital, my son calls me, Daddy. What son? XYZ. The police out here. Police out here. They trying to get in the house. So I say, give me the phone. Give him the phone. So he got on the phone. I can't remember who his name was.
Right.
He got on the phone. I said, man, you should be ashamed of yourself. We up here. My son fighting for his life.
Right.
And you guys are in here trying to do what are you looking for? What trying to do a drug bust or whatever? What are you looking for?
Right. Right.
Blah, 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 blah. So he finally said, well, no, left. And that's when the doctor told her that XYZ with Trevor. And so we stood there. Like I said, they went through their procedures and pulled all the tubes out of them except one tube. We stood there. And we watched them, watched till the air left.
Right. Right.
And then we left. And so I want to talk to the people out there, to you children, to you your so-called YNs, to you so-called thugs, to you so-called wannabe growns, all over Natchez, the city of Natchez. We didn't used to live like this.
Right.
This is what I don't even know what happened. Natchez was not known for this.
Right.
We wasn't known for this.
And if we saw something, we said something. If we saw something going strange,
And so I don't understand what has happened, but I want to let everybody know what a parent goes through once you leave the hospital and your child is still in the hospital. I want to tell this side of the story.
Right.
So all of you people that think it's not a domino effect, let me tell you something. The brothers, the sisters, the aunts, the uncles, the grandparents, they don't forget about it.
Right.
The friends.
Right.
First, second, third cousins, they don't forget about it.
So now you begin to start making arrangements.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. Because then you wait on another phone call.
Yeah.
And that's the phone call from the coroner.
How he actually dies.
No.
Okay.
The body's being released now. So then the real journey begins.
Mhm.
Now you got to get in touch with the funeral home.
Yeah.
And they got to go pick up the body.
Mm. Mm.
So I say again, you don't understand what you're doing.
Mm. Oh, Jesus.
So after you get in touch with the funeral home, now you have to make an appointment to go to the funeral home. But while you make an appointment, you say, the funeral director will tell you, bring some clothes. So we go to the funeral home, me, Darnisha, and my older sister, Val. We go to the funeral home.
Mm.
And the funeral director says, we just received the body. It's in good condition. And then he says, will you guys follow me? We can sit at the table. He asks about insurance. He asks about this. He asks about that. How you want it written up in the paper and all this type of stuff. And about the flowers and the thing you put over the casket. He actually
Great.
yeah. So he's explaining all this to you. And so Darnisha gets up. She said, "Dad, I can't do it."
Yeah.
So she leaves out.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And so he's still in there explaining stuff then. And then the next step is when he say, now it's time to go pick out the casket. You don't understand what you're doing. As a parent, that's the worst feeling in the world.
Nobody should be burying their child.
Nobody. And so so we go in the room, and there's several displays of caskets. And so he started explaining this, when he started explaining that, and he goes on and on and on. And so we pick the casket out. We pay for everything. Everything's paid for. And so we are on our way back home. But there's another call that has to be made. The graveyard.
Where are we gonna lay him to rest?
Yes, sir. The graveyard. So mind you, I told you about 7/14.
Mm-hmm.
We buried my mother back in 2007. I mean 2012. And so we get to the graveyard. The guy meets us at the graveyard. And so, we're looking at plots and stuff like that. And so we had already paid for my dad to be buried on the side of my mom. And so we said, oh man, I hope we can get him buried by mom. And so the guy had his back turned toward us. And so my sister said, well, ask him. So I said, sir, is this plot taken? He said, no. He said, it's row 3, plot 9. 3rd month, 9th day, Trip's birthday. And I was blown away. I was blown away. I was wow. I say to myself, that's what's that. Amen. He's buried by my mom, on the side of my mom. So you don't know what you're doing. You don't understand. And so that's a few. So that's I guess that was that Friday. I mean that Thursday when we made the funeral arrangements and we picked out the burial plot. And so we go on. We buried Trevor that Sunday. and
Can we
church.
take a break?
Are you tired of national news that ignores Louisiana? Meet the Real
Jesus.
News Louisiana, trusted source for real stories right here at home. We deliver honest local news, community events, government coverage, and the stories that matter to you. Whether you want to stay informed or grow your business, the Real News Louisiana is where your voice gets heard. Join our community today and never miss the real news. Reach thousands of loyal local customers. Call us to advertise. 318-344-7711. Visit us online at therealnewslouisiana.com. Real news, real people, real Louisiana.
Okay.
Now is the time to move into 5
Sorry.
No problem. Bro.
you don't want to miss. Apply today and receive just for submitting your application.
We're not supposed to be burying our children.
We're not supposed to be burying our children.
No.
And that's I don't wish this pain on nobody. I don't wish this pain on nobody.
And the pain in December the 7th that he felt,
Yes, sir.
he still feels today
Yes, sir.
because there has not been closure.
Not been closed at all.
And somebody is walking around knowing,
Mm-hmm. Somebody.
and we're back. Y'all have to excuse me. This is very emotional because knew Trevor. I knew the family. And not just his family. No family deserves to have no closure after 11 years. And it's almost like you can hear Trevor saying, I know who it was.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like he's speaking from the grave.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So you're still working on the funeral.
Mm-hmm. And so
Have that part closed.
but so we getting ready to travel that Sunday. So we have to go to the funeral home and review the body. And before we leave, the man said, the funeral director says, bring a cap and put on his head
Mhm.
because people are curious. And I said, okay. So we bought the cap. I went to view the body. And we reviewed the body. We were, it was unreal. It was like I can't even describe it
Yeah.
because that's my child, that's my son.
Mm.
But we got through there, okay. But the funeral is the next day,
Yes.
and it was raining. It rained all day. It rained all day, all day. But the church was packed. The church was packed.
Yes.
And so my brother preached his funeral. But I got a chance to speak. And I always remember some of what I said. I stood up, walked to the port, and took the microphone in my hand. And I said, giving honor to God, the Most High, to our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I stand before you, a broken man,
Yes.
because I'm doing the one thing that no parent wishes to do. That's bury a child before me.
That's right.
And so I spoke. And I spoke. I tried to speak to the youngsters and let them know that the pain of what y'all have done will never be erased. Only when I go to my grave.
Mm.
But it goes on and on. So, yeah, like I said, it rained. It poured. It rained. We took Trevor to the graveyard, but they said they couldn't bury him because of the rain.
Right.
So I woke up early that Monday, and it was a beautiful day. The sun was shining. Oh my God, it was beautiful.
Yes.
And they had already put Trevor in the grave when I got out there.
Yes.
And so here we are today. And I'm asking everybody, if you know something on any of these murders, please, you don't understand what you're doing. And so when I did respond to, I responded to a text that had sent. That's why I'm here today.
Okay.
That somebody had sent. And so my little text was, she's the only one that could talk about her the death of her child.
Mm.
And so somebody sent me another text, said, don't be hating on my auntie because she wants justice for her child. And I responded, I'm not hating on your auntie.
Right.
I feel everything she feels.
Right. Right.
I know what she's going through.
Mm.
I understand. It's a pain that never goes.
Right.
It never goes away. I have some good days.
Mm.
I have some good moments. I have some good hours. I have some good minutes.
Right.
But it don't go away.
Especially with this murder being unsolved.
Especially with this murder being unsolved. And then again, it's to show you how God works. I was running around asking different people, hey man, how can we ever find out how many unsolved murders there is? And that because I know it's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And so I kept running around, kept asking different people. And so finally, the paper came out.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay. 17, at this time, it was 17 unsolved murders in Natchitoches Parish. 17 of them. One is too many,
Right.
but 17. So here we are, and with a lot of questions. And I'm speaking for not only myself, but I'm speaking for all the people that's going through this. We have so many questions for the city of Natchitoches Police Department.
The question, let's go back again. When do you finally get a chance to talk with someone, some detective, somebody, because Natchitoches Police is the one handling this, right?
So after we come from the graveyard, we go to the police station. We talk.
You all go to the
my
police station.
sister,
Okay.
Nisha, and myself.
Okay.
When we go down to the police station, we talk to the detectives, and they well, how can I put this? I don't want to be sound overbearing or rude, but there are several words that comes to mind that describe what they was saying. But it didn't hold any water because some of the stuff they were saying were like, really, you saying this? And so we went down there several times.
So okay, so was it trying to establish why he was murdered, or was it the ideal of demonizing or because I know we have an act of trying to justify a person not getting justice.
It was. I'm not gonna say no. It wasn't demonized. It was lack of care.
Oh,
lack of concern.
Okay.
Lack of motivation. Lack of doing their job thoroughly.
Right.
And so that's and so I do I trust that department? No, I don't trust the homicide division. No, I do not.
Right.
Because I would like to know, what do you do 40 hours a week? What do you really do for 40 hours a week? You come to work, you drink coffee, you get on the phone, you on your computer, and so what do you actually do for 40 hours a week? And so I still have questions for as all of these unsolved murders. How many hours did you log spending on these on these murders?
Mhm.
How many hours did y'all log spending on these murders? Can you show us that? Can you show everybody that is dealing with this the minutes that y'all logged on these murders? And so here we are.
So now, when Trevor was murdered, what was he murdered at?
He was murdered over there on the Fairground Road. I can't think of
Off of Fairground.
Fairground Road. Yeah.
Okay, was it apartments or
No, it
was
was
it
a
a
trailer.
trailer? Okay, so was this his trailer?
No, he was living with someone.
Okay, he was living with a person.
Mm-hmm.
Was that person there when it happened? Or was anybody there?
There were several people there. The police had the witness list and so forth and so on, but
Right.
there was never any. Man, look, if you truly love someone
Mm-hmm.
and they are hurt
Right.
in your presence,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna do anything in your power to make sure something is done.
Right.
But that wasn't the case.
Right.
That was
Right.
never the case.
So most of the time, the first suspect, if something were to happen with my wife,
Mm-hmm.
I'm the first suspect.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the one that they're gonna question
Exactly.
or who was there
Right.
at the particular time.
Exactly.
So the person, whoever it was, they were there, but they were not treated as a suspect.
Never was. Never was treated as a suspect. Never was
Okay.
treated as a suspect.
And so what does who's the lead detective?
Gosh, I forgot. Right. I forgot. I had
Because I know one person who had a lot of these cases, and I'm thinking, man, that we've got more cases than we have bodies to actually do a good job of investigating it. You know,
evidently that's the case because it's nothing wrong with
because
that.
this I think it's a Townsend.
Yes,
maybe
yes,
was
that's him.
okay. Okay.
Detective Townsend.
Okay.
He right now, and I believe he's the superintendent or the head honcho right now. I believe he's the head honcho, Detective Townsend. And so
Let me give you some. Obviously, you haven't heard it. Detective Thompson is not even in the department, from my understanding, anymore.
well, I sure.
So, who has this case? Well, I'm trying to walk, inch by inch rather than yard by yard,
Mhm.
so that folk could understand. Okay, so nobody ever reached out to you all. You all went and reached out to them.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sure did. And so here, within I'm gonna say a couple years ago, Detective Townsend reached out to my daughter and says, claim this and claim that,
Mhm.
but we never heard anything else about it.
Mhm.
And so I really don't get it. I don't understand how for 11 years and how many more years that all these other people are going through this, and we can't hear nothing. And so the biggest thing is everybody say, well, the black people don't come together. They don't tell everything. No, that's a lie. That's a lie. As soon as we hear something, we run it to tell y'all. And so one of the biggest things about the black community is the streets don't lie.
Right. So there is street talk. I know you got plenty of street talk.
Yes, sir.
And plenty of names.
Yes, sir.
From the street been thrown out.
Mm-hmm.
There were some names that possibly was thrown out that you yourself went to the persons because when a person loved one is taken from them, fear is out the door.
Exactly.
You're not fearing
Mm-mm.
anymore.
Mm-mm.
You're just going and saying, "Hey, look, I heard this, and I heard
Right.
you did this, and you did that." So, did anybody ever question the people who were at home? Not formally, informally, but by any of you all, anybody ever?
They my oldest son was supposed to have talked to one of the somebody that was there. I'm not gonna say
Right,
who else,
right,
somebody
right.
that was there.
Somebody who was
Yeah.
there.
And so the detective asked him would he talk to this certain person, and that never came of it.
Detective asked them to talk.
Yes, sir. The detective asked my son would he talk to this certain person, and but it never came, anything ever came to that. And
Mhm.
so that's why would you have my son talk to this person? You are the detective.
Mhm.
You're supposed to be detective trying to figure out
What if something popped off?
exactly. Exactly. So here we are.
So, so you got Detective Townsend, who, in the very beginning, he's handling this case.
Mm-hmm.
Does he communicate with you all?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
So time is ticking,
Time is ticking.
and time is valuable to you all.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what's the latest? When's the last time you all heard anything?
Um,
And with Townsend not being there, who has the case now?
I don't know who has the case now. I really don't. I don't. I haven't heard anything from the police department. I hadn't heard anything. Nobody in my family has heard anything about Trevor's murder, and I'm sure everybody else that's going through this hadn't heard anything either. And so that's a question. And so some of the things that being said about floating around the black
Right,
community,
right,
some of
right.
the things that being said that's floating around the black community is they can do a great drug bust, but they can't solve a murder.
Yeah.
They can always bring outside help in to do a drug bust, but they can't bring somebody in to
From the
help
outside.
solve a murder.
Right.
So maybe somebody else need to look at the case from the outside and say, "Hey guys, did you think about this? Or did you look at this? Wait a minute, let's back up. Wait a minute, let's do this and do this. Let's bring this person in. Let's bring this person in."
Right. Well, I can tell you now that we are looking at um, funding some private investigators. I can tell you that now because what we're thinking is that uh, we may be limited in manpower, and if we're limited in manpower, we've got some of the best private investigators that money can buy that has reached out. So I just need to hear from the people, uh, the people who have been impacted as well as the authority,
Right.
because we need to be working together to solve this.
Exactly.
If it's a fact that, we don't have enough manpower, we're telling you now, because in order for the DA to be able to go forward and get charges on whomever,
Mhm.
they've got to have good information to get a conviction on these people.
That's right. That's right.
So getting the information is important.
That's right.
As I said again, we've got some of the best private detectives that have reached out. And so, but we don't want to say for them to come forward now
Right.
until we hear from the authorities and we hear from you all,
Mm-hmm.
because then we can sit down with a meeting. And these private investigators are no joke, you know. So what we're saying is you all need answers.
Right.
Communication. Listen, infidelity ain't the number one reason for divorce. Money ain't the reason for divorce. The number one reason for divorce is breakdown in communication.
Yes, sir.
So listen to the authorities. Listen, don't become upset with these people because of the fact that they're saying all the thing they want is some answers. If there's no answer, just simply say we have no new leads at this point. But don't come in the house and say nothing, sweetheart. When I see my wife, I at least expect for her to speak.
Exactly.
How was your day?
Exactly.
You know, we know that it's a heavy caseload.
Mm-hmm.
We know ain't nobody chopping at the bits to become or to be in law enforcement.
Right.
We understand that, but we don't understand the silent treatment that I don't have to say nothing. I got so many calls on yesterday after yesterday's. Listen, that case gonna be solved because there's some. Listen, let me say this too. Females, you all are doing some trifling stuff that I think you ought to be held responsible for the death of some of these people.
Yes, sir.
You're not gonna get away just because you ain't the trigger person. But that is very much a lot of stuff that's going on is puppet masters that's pulling strings and doing things that think just because you not the trigger person, nothing gonna happen to you. I want you to know. And don't ever send nobody to me. Because it ain't a good idea. If you want to call me before this time. Because it's too late now to be calling. Now that what they say, now that the rabbit got the gun.
Yes, now that the rabbit has the gun.
We're in that's the stage we're in now. The rabbit has the gun, and what you have done to disrupt family, you could have come forward and said, listen, I know something, and this is what I know. The fearing of your life, a life has been lost. And no one's saying anything. People are hurting, are still hurting because there's no closure. So, and Brother Bush, I know you're here. Mostly, I can feel you trying to put the weight of other folks' situation as well on your shoulders. But I'm gonna tell you, you got enough on your shoulders as it is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very complimentary to know that you're saying, I know that where my son situation is, but if y'all can't help me, help the other ones.
Exactly.
Because I know how they feel. This been 11 years.
11 years this December. It'll be 11 years.
And I'm sitting here talking to him, and he's saying, I don't know nothing. He's as about as blind as I am about this situation. He knows nothing. Nobody's saying anything except for the streets. And some of the stuff that the streets is saying, you discover that ain't all true. They'll bring you people and say, hey, look, I know who did it. It was this person.
Right.
And you meet up with this person, and the person genuinely says, I promise you I had nothing to
That's
do
right.
with it. That's not you know, and to please, if you're not, listen, hearsay cannot convict folk. Because the first thing they're going to ask you when you have to come on the stand is, did you see it? Or did someone who saw it tell you this? Because that's the only way you can convict a person. Let's take a break and we'll be right back.
Are pests trying to take over your home? No.
Yeah, I know y'all probably getting a lot of street juries and the street attorneys and things like that that's coming out and saying that I heard it was this person, that person.
Mhm.
And do you all, are y'all able to go to whomever authorities and say, hey, listen, we got a lead of this, that, and the other?
I'm gonna tell you another story.
Get ready for an unforgettable night of worship.
The last time I went to the police station,
An evening of praise.
we had just got through talking to Channel 12. It had been a year, so Channel 12 wanted to get a story. And so we went to the police station. And at that time, well, I had got talked to one police, a prominent, I'm gonna say a prominent, because he was prominent police. And he said, Mr. Bush, I'm gonna tell you from the start, the investigation was compromised from the start. That's what this man told me. And I'm like, I was blown away. I'm like, what can I do with it? I hate I didn't have it recorded on my phone. I hate that. I really do hate that. And he said that
The investigation
had been compromised from the
very beginning.
So how was the investigation compromised from the start? Like I told you earlier, she did not go to the hospital. She did not go to the funeral because the pastor claimed about XYZ. And I also heard that she was involved with this police officer. So
Guided by compassion.
this police officer at this time, when he came to Negative, all the young men from the square to Southtown, Carter Trailer was hollering this this police officer name, as far as being a good guy, as far as one that they can hang out with.
Wow. And we back. We're back. Listen, so you get a lot of you know, he say, she say, and the trust factor. And I heard you already say that you just don't trust the system. And and there has not been anyone who reached out to you in how long has it been?
What? Man, nobody reached out to us. Nobody called us. Nobody called my phone. Like I said, here recently, about maybe 3, 4, 5 years ago, my daughter, detective
Reached
counsel,
out to
reached out to her and
Okay.
said they were doing something with the case, but it never came to pass. And so, it's nobody reached out. Nobody never has reached out, and so
is I want to say that I hope and I pray that it's not a thing that people are thinking this is just going to go away, because it's not.
It's not going to go away, because it can't go away, because now it has been exposed. There are, after 17 murders that have been unsolved, plus all the ones that have been added to that list, it can't go away.
Right.
It can't. It should be a national story. Why do we have all these murders in this little bitty town? Why can't we get some help down here to solve these murders? Natchez is small. Natchez is small, and all these unsolved murders. What's the problem? What's really going on?
Well, if I was a person who was a serial killer, or a person who thought that I could go some particular place and kill somebody and get away with it, this probably would be the place then, huh?
That's what it seemed like. That's what it seems like because it seems like there's a war, or should we say there's a spiritual war
Mhm.
on young black men.
Mm. Yeah, because there's a lot of, uh, now I can tell you, uh, just got a call this morning, you know, about one of the cases this that there was some arrests made, but there are people who are on the defense side that listen, like again, got to make sure that you're doing your work because a person can very easily get off because you don't do your job. So you gotta in this type of stuff because you do have defense attorneys. You got to make sure you dot every I and cross every T. You know, and you can't do it from just at the desk. You got to get out. You know, move around. Get somebody who trusts because again, I do know that you have no trust in the system. Y'all, please gain Brother Bush's trust again. And the only way you can do that, don't call him. Go to him. Go to his house. Sit down with him. Let him know it's not what you think. And then don't say it's not what you think and not have some type of reasoning behind what is to me un, unjustifiable.
Exactly.
And sometimes the only thing you can do is say, I'm sorry. I dropped the ball. And they understand that better than trying to make an excuse behind it. Listen, what would you like to see happen from this point as it pertains to your son and the rest of the cases?
What I really would like to see a violent effort from the police department solving somebody's murder. Somebody's murder. So somebody can say, I got some closure. And so the last time we talked to the television, Channel 12, which was some years ago,
Mhm.
The young man asked me what was what about what did I really want to do, just like you said.
Right.
And I said, I want to be able to go to Trevor's grave and say, hey, boy, we finally did it.
Yeah, yeah,
I really want to do that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's not a lot to ask for. Can we as a community that know something, can we say something? And to our law enforcement, can we work together to solve these murders?
That's all
No,
we asking.
makes no difference if it's a new one or if it's an old one. Reach out to the community because the community may be in the same mind frame. Because I was talking to a friend of mine who said that they went to the police, told them what they saw, and the police went down the road, told the people, pointed back up the street and said, "This person said you did this, that, and the other." And a lot of folks do fear concerning retaliation, but there's a way around all of that. You know, people don't have to know who's going to ultimately come on that platform and testify against you. You know, at some point, because I understand what the defense is going to do, especially in a murder trial. All I got to do is create some doubt, and if I don't get a unanimous decision, then you know that just means I got to do my job. I got to do my job, so there's no doubt that this person is guilty of what they've been accused of. Let me just say too, this is not uh, a, a, trying to beat up on law enforcement. I know you have a hard job. I know you got many cases and things, but we're here to work along with you to make sure that we get justice for the citizens in this community and in this parish and in this state. Please know that, and I believe that we can do that. Any last words?
I just want to say to everybody, I have these things on my hand. It's for my grandson.
Yes, yes, yes.
And I just want everybody, this is what I'm saying, be strong and fight on.
Braylon he's a trooper.
And this one says never lose hope. And so I want to say something that the late Jesse Jackson said. Y'all, we got to keep hope alive.
Yes.
We got to.
Yes.
Because that's all we got.
Is hope. And one another. All we got is hope in one another.
And so let's grow back to what we used to be.
Yes.
A community.
Right.
A community.
Yeah.
Let's
There's unity in community.
Yes, it is.
We can't just be hoods no more.
No,
we gotta be community. Community cares for one another.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. And when the community sees one hurting, we all hurt.
We all hurt.
Until we can all rejoice with one another. Miss Freeman, anything?
Well, he got his sons on.
Yeah.
Is it Justin and they both said they have something to say.
Yes, yes. Well, I know how they feel. I know how they're feeling. And you know, at any time any of them want to come on, that's fine with me. Because I know what it has done to them as well to see your brother not get justice, you know. And I don't want nobody to have vigilante justice because I know what can happen, you know. That's my brother. I know if anybody does anything to my brother, I'm telling you, you can bank on it. I'm coming, blazing. And so, but let me just say this: we are better together, y'all. Law enforcement, spiritual leaders, community leaders, these families. We are praying for you all. Well, we got to get out of here. God bless you. God keep you is my prayer. I love you, and you can't do nothing about it. Yes.
NOC, Natchitoches, 8241.
Oh my God. Oh, this was a rough one, y'all. Y'all gotta pray for me.
Natchitoches home for urban vibes.
Again, I reach out to anybody in law enforcement. I'm not, no, people talk to me, but no, I'm not a private investigator, detective, or nothing of the sort. But I do know that there are some folks who are bad characters, doing some bad things and causing innocent people to get hurt behind things that you do and say. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So Anyway,